they're not doing too good. So fuck Chelsea. I think if you could cherry pick one player to not play for the rest of the season out of Man City's team, I think it'd probably be Rodri.
Be him.
Maybe Haaland, of course, but I think they can replace Haaland. They've won the league without Haaland before.
Do you see an English manager winning the Premier League in the next 10 years?
I don't think so.
Is it going to be our year after that?
I think if it's going to be any year, it'll be this year. And I think they've got a real chance. I think Man City can smell it, and Pep can smell it, that they are pushing them harder than ever.
You can't let City do 5 in a row.
I know.
Because you're cowards. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Top Cinco Pod. Before we get started, I would like to just say, please make sure you like, follow, share, and subscribe. Thank you for all the love and views I've been getting so far. As you can see, the setup is different again this week. I'm constantly trying to make changes, make it better, and a better viewing for you guys. So if you would, please do so. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. And that's at Top Cinco Pod. And we are on YouTube, that you'll find that. And then you also find that on TikTok as well. So that's YouTube and TikTok at Top Cinco Pod. This evening, I have a guest with me, Jordan Blake. He's a young manager himself, so someone a little bit different to the others that I've had on that are not like, he still plays, but he's mainly a manager, young gaffer. Some appreciation for him. Here he is, Jordan Blake. If you'd like to introduce yourself and take it away, mate.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Really, great to be here. I've been a manager, first team manager the last 3 years at Woodley United Football Club, who plays step 6 of the English pyramid, which has been great.
Yeah.
I've been in non-league football about 10 years now, circa 10 years. Probably 7-8 years of it managing, coaching, and then kind of 2 years I was kind of coaching and playing before that. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah, it's been great. But
so 10 years you've been in it. How old are you?
I'm 28. So I went to the John Macy Academy, and then went straight into non-league football from there.
Okay. And how have you found it since you dived in there? Because as I can see here, you were at JMA 3 years. You did your badges there. Assistant manager at Reading Town. How long were you there for, and how was that?
Yeah. So I went to. So it's kind of towards the latter end of my JMA when I finished, college there. Reading Town was really good. Before it obviously unfortunately went. Went south. But I was there with Trennell Richardson. He was the manager at the time, and I kind of was assistant manager and playing as well still, and helped him out in lots of different capacities, and that was really, really good, and kind of gave me my first introduction into men's football. Yeah. Which was great, and we managed to survive relegation from step 6 at the time. Which was fantastic, but a really, really big learning curve for me as a kind of a young man.
So that's another thing as well, because you're quite a young manager. Obviously, a lot of people tend to go into management a little bit later. So why did you want to do it so soon?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I've always enjoyed kind of the people element of management. How do we get the best out of people? Yeah. I'm okay player. I'm not exceptional or anything, but I actually think...
What position are you, man?
I'm probably playing as well. I play multiple positions, but I say centre midfield probably is my best position, just in front of the back four. But so. Like I said, I really kind of just fell into management because I enjoy the people element. I enjoy tactics, watching games, understanding different formations, etc. I would say that, but obviously the non-league world's completely different to the Premier League, etc. Of course, so I think you kind of have to be pragmatic with what you've got, and what you're working with. So I really kind of enjoy that different elements, and I guess helping people, giving them opportunity, especially youngsters, kind of give them an opportunity to progress.
You've obviously been with some top players, or you've been in around some young top players, being at Reading Town, then you went to Henley Reserves, and then obviously Marlow. I say Marlow because that's where you probably would have been in around some top quality young players. How was that being at Marlow? You were there for how many years?
4 years, just under 4 years. I worked with Mark Bartley. It was fantastic. I think it was just, like I said, a complete eye-opener, to go from kind of step 6 to step 4, the difference of calibre of players that you're playing with. And
is there a big difference, first and foremost?
Yeah, I think there is. I think, I think people at that level know what they're good at and what they aren't good at. They'll just consistently do what they're good at. And I think what you can give is more information to players at that level. They can absorb it, and they don't take information you give literally. They kind of take it on board, of course, but actually... They play the game as they see fit, as it's happening. So I think that's the biggest difference that I've kind of learned coming away from step 4 to back to step 6. is really kind of how do players take information.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, I do miss step 3 or step 4, sorry, at the time. I do miss it. I think the professionalism's obviously a lot different.
Yeah.
You get obviously more fans through the gate.
Yeah.
You know, people get paid money. You know, some people get paid at our level, but not everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, people get paid money. It becomes like a job. A job.
Yeah, it's a part-time. And the money that's in non-league football these days as well is, of course, essentially like a part-time.
Yeah. You know, and people pay mortgages off non-league football. You know, it's as simple as that. So
that mad, you know.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
Imagine being able to pay your mortgage just from kicking ball on the set.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I think
that's fucking sick.
You know, I was speaking to one guy in the summer that Barts and I went to a kind of a non-league showcase game in the summer for like the best.
Oh, for the young, the
best non-league players in non-league guys. Step 2 to step 4.
Jeez,
and they were saying, you know, some of them earn like £800 a week at step 3. Like, you know, and that's
£800 a week at step 3.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So still the same what I would do at step 6.
Really?
Yeah, that's obviously big. But
I'm trying to think. You don't even have to be part. You can be full time. Yeah, work full time and still just about. If you finish at like 5, then you can do. If you're like 6, then you're pushing it.
Of course, but
fucking hell, that's decent.
It's very good.
That's probably why it's so many. It's so competitive now as well.
It is, you know,
different.
It is a completely different ball game. So you know, when I look at it back 10 years ago when I first started, yes, there was money then, but I think, you know, social media now, I guess you get people that want to invest in football clubs as well. You know, you look at like the Farnham story, for example, over the last few years. Obviously, those guys invested a lot of money, but they've got their social media right, etc.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes more attractive. You know, nowadays, social media is a massive thing for, especially for youngsters.
Yeah.
So it's
they fucking live.
So
it is. So as a manager, the first question to you is, who's your inspiration as a gaffer?
I guess it depends who you'd ask me. I think I guess I have 2 inspirations.
All right, give us.
Is it non-league or is it?
Do professional and then we'll do.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I think professional. I look at like Pep Guardiola. Obviously, we all look at him and idolise him, but he's always had kind of the best resources to work with.
Yeah.
So I look at someone like Carlo Ancelotti. I think he's fantastic at what he does. You know, I think he went to Everton, obviously at Madrid now, of course. You know, but even someone like Eddie Howe, I look at his journey where he's kind of taken Bournemouth, or when he was at Bournemouth, and obviously now he's at Newcastle.
He's still got a journey to go, though, isn't it, Eddie?
Yeah,
for me, I still feel like it's early doors with him. He's exactly exciting.
Yeah,
but is he gonna reach the levels of a top English manager?
I don't know. It's very difficult to say. I think, but what's the top level as an English manager? You know,
like we're talking like at least trophies, like.
Yeah,
I think is he going to rack them up? Is he going to have some medals when he retires? Is he going to get to finals? Is he going to, you know what I mean?
I personally don't think he'll do it at Newcastle. I think he might win a cup, or you know what?
Yeah.
I think he'll find it very difficult to challenge for the Premier League, of course, or anything like that. You know, I could see him being the next English.
Quick question then: you don't see him challenging for the Premier League? Do you see an English manager winning the Premier League in the next 10 years?
I don't think so. I just don't think they'll get. I don't think they'll get the opportunity to manage one of the big clubs that can do it.
Okay.
You know, I don't think Newcastle.
Like a Leicester.
Yeah, you know, I don't.
They do.
Yeah, and that's obviously 1 in a million of others. I can't see an Eddie Howe getting a top 4, top 6 job. Now you say Newcastle are a top 6 side at the moment, but I couldn't see him getting a Man United or a Chelsea or an Arsenal job yet.
Okay.
Now if he goes to England and wins something with England, then he might have a chance.
Okay.
But even like Graham Potter. Obviously he had the Chelsea job, didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know, so when you go to this sort of calibre of clubs, the pressure's completely different, the expectation is completely different. You know, at Brighton he had a very good job.
Yeah.
You know, done really well.
No pressure though. That was
no pressure. You know, and I think he's probably allowed.
There's no pressure. I think a lot of people can excel.
Yeah, and I think, you know, he's allowed time. You know, he's allowed to embed his own philosophy, etc. You know, Chelsea want everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
So. It's
almost now or never with Chelsea initials here,
you know.
But that's what I feel like is changing there as well. Like Bowley's trying to,
he is
to do that different.
Yeah,
like, be patient with us. 10 years, I'm building here, and they could potentially be scary. But that we'll save that one for another day with Chelsea. You can to big them up right now because they're not doing too good. So fuck Chelsea.
Yes.
We'll move on to the next point. As an Arsenal fan, you are a Gooner, as I found out. Are we winning the league 1 and 2? If so, what are the key factors if Arsenal do win the league?
I think this is Arsenal's year.
Okay.
And I'm an Arsenal fan, yes, absolutely, but I'm also a football fan. I think with Rodri not Obviously,
I think that's massive.
I think it's huge
because everyone talks about the Rodri stats of when he's not in the team.
Yeah,
first and foremost.
Yeah.
So you're thinking,
and I think if you could, and I was watching a podcast the other day actually. I think if you could cherry pick one player to not play for the rest of the season out of Man City's team, I think it'd probably be Rodri.
Be him.
Maybe Haaland, of course, but I think they can replace Haaland. They've won the league without Haaland before. Not replace him, but they can win the league without him. I think Rodri, there's no one like him in the world. And I think they could go and buy someone, but they're not going to be the same caliber of player he is. Yeah. Not even close.
That's what I spoke about on the previous one. Like, do they need to buy someone to replace him? But then is it still going to have the same impact?
Yeah, and I think he might end up going with like a double pivot in deep midfield. I think he might have to with like Kovacic and maybe like serving these.
He had the brace before the international.
Yeah. So
is he ready to step up? Because he was sick at Chelsea.
Yeah, potentially.
He was decent.
Yeah, potentially. But then again, I don't think Kovacic is a bit of a different player. I think he kind of takes the ball in different areas to
drives with it.
Rodri kind of picks things over and he pops up with important goals as well. Massive goals.
Yeah.
Champions League final.
Kovacic is maybe saying I can do that too.
Yeah, potentially. We'll have to see. But I think that, going back to the question, I think Arsenal, I think they're set up now. Now, my hesitation is I still don't think he has a number 9. Mm-hmm. I still think he's missing a number 9. But if he can get Havertz, Saka, Martinelli,
Havertz is doing numbers. If Havertz can keep doing the numbers,
and now Rice is playing a bit more forward, he's contributing with more goals.
He's trying.
Yeah, and I think
he's hungry every time he's around. He's not even hungry.
He is, and I think one thing that Arsenal, I think, have improved over the last 2 or 3 years is from set pieces. I think they've been very, very effective from set pieces. Gabriel and Saliba.
Goes without saying. You can see the proofs in the pudding with set pieces.
Absolutely. And I think those two at centre half have been exceptional. Now, I'm not a massive Gabriel fan. I didn't think he was.
I never was as well. No. I used to think, like, out of the two, I used to say, like, if you've got a danger man, put your danger man on Gabriel. Play on Gabriel. That's where you're going to get your joy. Yeah. The knockdowns, like, any silly mistakes. Like, he'll foul.
Definitely matured.
Can get out of the last 18 months too.
He's matured a lot.
He is. And I think me now.
He seems like an animal at the moment. Like, I think.
And I love it.
I think maybe he has that confidence as well playing with Saliba. I think Saliba. Now, I think.
Playing with a bad boy centre half like him, of course you're going to be feeling, like you can.
I think Arsenal will do well to keep Saliba. I think for the duration of his career, I think Madrid will come sniff.
So at some point, key factors for you then is keeping the centre half pairing together.
I think it has to be.
We don't have a number 9 though. So where else? What else do we need? Do we need to just keep Havertz and Saka? Fit.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
If one of them two or both, obviously Saka's. I don't know how big the injury. Like Lee Carsley said, he was touch and go for the game, so I don't think it's that deep.
No,
but God forbid if one of them two or both of them are injured as well, then you're like,
yeah. So,
is it going to be our year after that?
I think if it's going to be any year, it'll be this year, and I think they've got a real chance. I think Man City can smell it, and Pep can smell it that they are pushing them harder than ever.
You can't let City do 5 in a row.
I know.
Bro, that's crazy.
I know. It's starting to be like the French league when just win it every year.
It's silly. And it's just like, what, are you guys even here? Are you even competing?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's embarrassing because they're trying. That's the thing. Like, you can see that Arsenal are trying. But it's going to, at the end of the day, no one's going to say in 10 years' time, but Arsenal were trying. They're really close.
It's not going to do that. On the trophy.
Bro, whose name was on the trophy?
Yeah.
Runners up, they probably didn't get shit, man. Like, who cares who can runners up that year, man?
So I think it'd be interesting, but maybe even, depends what happened with Pep's in the summer. I know Pep's contract's up. So,
and the sporting director's already, he's going.
He's gone, isn't he? Yeah, I see he's gone. So,
and them two are like this.
Yeah, I know they are very.
I've seen the document. I've seen the City document. Yeah, so I'm looking into that a lot. I'm saying,
yeah.
Pep's maybe gonna take a article again.
I'd love to see an England job. I'd love to see. I'd love to see Pep as an England manager. Now, I don't think they'll take him because he's not English, obviously. But
he would be amazing. But I don't think they would either. Like, I feel like. It's the FA. The FA don't want a manager,
and also I don't know. I don't obviously.
But they had it. I say that. Let me correct myself because they had Sven.
They did,
didn't they? But then after Sven, they had.
Yeah, they did. But then I don't even know if Pep would want it because at the end of the day, I think Pep enjoys kind of being on the field every day, coaching, etc. Also with international football,
if he knows that he needs to relax a bit,
it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. Yeah,
man. Down. Stay home.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay home more. He can do that.
No, he can't.
He can. And he can still stay in Manchester where he is now.
Yeah.
Hasn't got to change much. He's got to travel for what, a few hours.
Yeah.
An England base,
So
here and there.
it'd be interesting.
Right.
I think it's his job if he wants it. I think if he says I want the job, then
He says
English FA will give it to him.
they put the paper there, say, Pep, tell me the figure that you want. He writes the figure, and then they'll sign it straight away.
Yeah.
But he has to guarantee the flipping Euros or the World Cup. He has to do one.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I don't think he can guarantee World
You're
Cup.
not bringing no final again because Gareth's done that.
I don't think he can guarantee the World Cup. I think the Euros have got more of a chance.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup's just so big,
Potluck.
and it is potluck. Once you get kind of the knockout stages, you can play like a Brazil or Argentina, and just be poor on the day. And
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Of course,
That's what you're telling your boys, isn't it?
that's true. If you want to be the best, yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. It's very interesting times. It's interesting times.
It's interesting. It's tough. England against Finland. We'll move on to that next. They obviously redeemed themselves from that shocking defeat that they had.
Yeah.
I say shocking because it was shocking, because when you look at the stats, and you always go by the stats, right? And you know the bookies say and the odds and all that stuff, and you look at the history of the game and all that, and how Greece haven't beaten a team that high ranked in a very long time, and it's just embarrassing for England to take that L.
Yeah.
So away to Finland, they've been embarrassed to small teams before, like Iceland. We've seen that before as well. So that was important. It was an important victory. The first half was boring though. What do you think of the fourth?
Yeah, it was a bit more, and obviously the goal was good. I think, Angel Gomez, I'm not really obviously I know he came from Man United, but he seems quite tidy in there, to be honest.
Comfortable on them.
My only thing is when we play better sides, I don't know if he's your answer.
Yeah.
I think Finland are Finland. There's no disrespect to Finland. They are, I think when you go and play like a top,
You expect Angel Gomez to go in there if he wants to be making a name for himself, to go in there and do a job.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and like I said, his assist was very good, and obviously Grealish took the ball very well. But I think for me, it looked a little bit more fluid in terms of the play. Obviously, with having a proper number 9 made a big difference.
The second half was a lot better to watch.
It was.
I'll be real. I was watching it here.
Yeah.
I was nodding off, and like I think it was like for like 10-15 minutes I was here. I was nodding off, and the second half I saw all of it. It was good. It was actually good football.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if that's an indication to me being tired of the game. That's what I'm saying though. But it was like that. If it was entertaining, I wouldn't have probably doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think it was difficult. Obviously they played a 5 at the back, so trying to find space between the lines is pretty difficult as well. But I think the quality showed in the end.
Yeah, the fucking Trent's goal.
Trent was fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
What a freak.
So I think it's interesting that he played him left back as well. I think it's a kind of a different. Yeah, and I think
at times it did look like that was where you could get in.
Yes,
but they didn't have good enough for us. Is that they didn't have the quality to punish us.
Of course. Yeah. So
I think there was like one ball they actually did like that one switch ball, and it's like, oh shit, they can.
Yeah.
If you had like a busy winger or an attacking winger, if you get at him, really, causes some problems. But it was kind of nullified and dealt with well by Trent, and then obviously he steps up, does that free kick as well. It was.
Yeah, it's trademark Trent, isn't it? Really, to be honest with you, like
Trent,
it was exceptional footballer. There's no two ways about it. I think, I think if he played for any other nation, he'd be like a starter, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like if he played for Spain, I believe he'll be in a starting 11, of course. But like because he doesn't defend or he doesn't do this, then it's a bit like
I feel like people are always trying to they're just trying to find something to get at him.
Yeah, a little bit. Because I think, I think sometimes, especially in England, we look at what people can't do instead of what they can do.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask David Beckham to be like, a centre half that heads it and kicks it and tackles it when he played. You ask Beckham to play on the right wing and cross the ball and get, whatever.
Well, he's not going to beat him, and Beckham's not giving you a step over and beating a man and whipping it in.
No.
Beckham's getting the ball out of his feet, getting his head up
and delivering. Trent's kind of
as soon as he gets that initial
for an example.
What's going on.
So I think you've got to understand what are people's strengths, and certain games of certain people. Like I think if you go and play like a France in the World Cup, probably Walker has to play because he has to stop Mbappe.
Yeah.
Now I don't think Trent can stop Mbappe 1v1. I think he'd get exposed, but
going forward, he's going to potentially kill you.
He's the best. So from that perspective, so I think it's horses for courses, really. I think you've got to kind of pick the team that you think's right exactly at that point in time. But there's definitely a place in the.
What do you think about Lee Carsley as well? Do you think we should get the job while we're talking about it? You having him, or do you feel like the way he's dealt with the media has been a bit shaky? You're just like, he doesn't really want it.
No, I think he's very poker faced.
Yeah.
So you don't really know what he's thinking. Now he's saying what the media wants to hear. Yeah. You know, my job is to just do 6 games. That's it. Blah, blah, blah. But in reality, as an Englishman, well, he's not, you know, he's Irish. Even then, if you've got an opportunity to manage a top nation, England are a top nation, no two ways about it.
It's a tough job, though.
It's a tough job. And I think he's kind of realising that over the last 4 games, with all the presence that come with it.
Let me kick back and do 21s. I like it here.
Yeah, you know, and
I develop these young players, I push them on, and they go and do the first team.
But then he talked about having a proven manager that's won things, but then there's no English manager that's won things. So, you know, unless the FA are going to look
at Howard.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and
Howard.
I think he's just playing very cool.
Lee Carsley are cowards.
But I think Lee Carsley's got some really good ideas, though. I think he has got some really good ideas. You know, I think even the way the 21s play, you know, from what I watched of them as well, you know, I think they play some really good football.
They do.
But I actually think,
and he did that as well. They won the Euros.
Yeah, they did.
Was it Euros?
Yeah, they did a few, I can't remember how many years ago now, but
yeah.
But I think the step up from 21 football to first or to
is different.
It's massive.
It is different.
You know, so you're dealing with people's egos, and you know you're dealing with players that are
different.
You know, starting at their clubs, and they might not start with England. You know, it's a completely different ball game.
Completely different ball game. And you as a gaffer would know.
Yeah.
Dealing with like
it's very different.
Management and all that kind of stuff is very different. Rice getting on the score sheet as well. By the way, I have to big up Rice.
Yeah,
Arsenal boy.
Yeah. No, like you know,
he wants to get forward, doesn't he? He wants to get forward.
Does, and I think that role probably suits him better. I think. I think
it's good in that role, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and I think he can get more goals and assists, etc. I don't see him as an out-and-out forward. You know, I wouldn't say he's a Rodri type at all.
No,
but I think he's someone who can contribute to goals.
Okay,
you know, he's contributed some big goals last year as well for Arsenal. So
hopefully he can continue to do that for us. If he has to be a Premier League winner and he wants to be one of the best English centre mids,
maybe a future England captain at some point. I think Bellingham might have something to say about that.
He needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's doing what he's doing. And Rice, please keep doing it.
Yeah,
we want this league.
We need more.
Hey guys, what are you doing, man? I told you to subscribe. Hit the thing below. Couple more points before we wrap the thing up. It's been decent so far. I've got a question for you now. This is a very interesting one because the footballers are. I don't want to mock them and say they're crying about the schedule, you know, too many games, blah, 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 and then they're getting injuries and that. So it had me thinking in the weekend, I was like, if you were to pick a player to have an injury-free career, ever, past, present, who would it be?
I think, now he's probably a little bit before my time, but from what I watched of him was probably R9.
Okay.
Now I think his ability... on some of those pitches as well that they used to play on. Yeah. They weren't playing on carpets. Yeah. You know, they were playing on like non-league pitches, you know, where it's bobbly and there's no grass on the pitch. Yeah. So I think someone of his ability. Yeah. Now, obviously, he had a decent career, but he would have had a way better career if he didn't have his injuries. I think that would have been, but I think this...
The foot that this guy, like the step overs, like that's initially where I first see step overs and the way he could move.
Yeah.
Like his feet were so quick on that step over.
Glide past.
Drop the body, glide past. Yeah. The finish. He even had speed. Like he didn't look that quick. And that was the thing with him. But he was quick. He could move.
He was quick.
There's a couple of players that I've played with that are like that in Reading.
I'll be real. When you hit towards him.
Yeah. And he... honestly, like that knee injury, but I watched I don't know if you've seen the documentary of him as well. I think it was on Amazon. If you watched it, there's Ronaldo or R9 or something like that, and that was good as well. That was a real insight because he had his knee injuries from early. His knee injuries from early and fallouts and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Some managers didn't really want to back him, but when they played him, unplayable.
Yeah, unplayable. You know, like
yeah. So actually, that's your past. Let's go with the present because in this day, like, you know, there's a lot of injuries that are happening with footballers, and some of them are just, they can't shake them, or they come back and they play for a bit and done again. So give me a present. Trying to think who. I know it's on the spot as well, to be fair.
Who's had a few injuries? I don't know. Who would yours be? Who's played?
If I'm talking present, just because I appreciate being a defender myself, Reece James.
Yeah,
I want to show you this guy, because when I first saw him come on the scene, I was like, he's solid.
Yeah,
He's a decent right back.
and he could do a bit of everything as well.
Yeah,
Like, he's quick,
attacking and defending, strong,
good on the ball.
like all of that. And he could, Reece James being very on him. And he's just annoying, bro. I just keep seeing him injured.
Yeah, he always seems to be injured. I think
it must be frustrating. It's frustrating for him as well. I don't know. I'm not gonna mock him for it, because I've recently, like, getting into my phase, a hamstring injury, and stuff like that as well. So I'm not one to try and take the piss, but as a football fan, like, when you've got someone of that quality in your team and he's just constantly getting injured, I can see why gets frustrated.
Yeah, and he's club captain, and he's club captain now at Chelsea as well. So yeah, I think they can. That Reece James would help England as well. Like, that's going to help England. That right side, you'd have three. You'd have Walker, Trent, and Reece James.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I think Reece James probably is a good shout.
Yeah, that's my present. Past, I probably would have gone Ronaldo as well. I'll be real with you, because it was just like, he missed so many games. And I reckon, obviously, Ronaldo has broken all these. Cristiano has broken so many records, and I'm not saying that Ronaldo would have set all of those records, but we would have had fun watching him. We would have had so much fun watching him, watching him do that. He would have scored some amazing goals. Obviously, we saw some of the stuff that he did already, but like, just him fully fit, I just think it would have been so much more exciting.
Yes, so. I think, even to be honest with you, even Thomas Partey, I know he's kind of he seems to be okay now, but Partey's had a few injuries since he joined Arsenal. Even at Atletico, he had a few injuries as well. And I think Partey's a top midfielder.
This is the thing, when he was playing for Atletico, a lot of people forget why Arsenal even wanted to sign him in the first place. Because of those performances. They saw what he was doing for Atletico. Yeah, he was fucking solid.
No, he was.
He was a real general.
It seems like he can play, in all positions in midfield as well. And I think now, hopefully, Partey's got no injuries.
This season, he started very well. Again, it's a very early stage of the season.
Of course.
So there's so many more games to play. But what I've seen, I'm just like, oh, this guy looks so comfortable.
Yeah, he does.
Relaxed. He's so composed.
Yeah.
He's mopping up. He's doing everything that we want him to do, what we thought Partey was going to come in and do ASAP. Yeah, he's doing it, what, 2 seasons later, 3 seasons later?
Yeah, he's been,
how many seasons it's been now?
Initially 3 or 4,
It's like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
We needed this earlier, mate.
Yeah, we did, but
it's good that it's here now. It's almost, I don't want to say it's too late, because if we win the league, then it's not too late. Do you know what he can do? He's out of contract in the summer.
Is it in the summer, yeah? Okay.
If he does it this season and we win the league, and then he goes,
I'm not even offer him a new deal though.
He might get a new deal.
How old is Buzz is?
But then you've also got Mikel that's coming.
Of course, yeah, of course. And I think maybe they are doing that transitioning period. So,
but I feel like Edu and Mikel know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, they do. But Partey's still a top midfielder.
Yeah.
If he didn't have those injuries, he'd be up there with some of the best.
Yeah. So our injury-free geezers, clearly Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Another one, I don't want to say that I would ever pick him, but I just always remember this guy being injured. I'm going to throw it out there while we're talking about injuries. Kieran Dyer.
Yeah, Kieran Dyer. Yeah, what was it?
They were ranting and raving about it. I remember growing up and everyone was talking about Kieran Dyer. They always talk about Kieran Dyer.
Yeah.
Rapid winger. He was at Newcastle for
scored goal
a lot of his career. You would get the odd England call up, and then when he got called up for England and played for England, he didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
Yeah,
kind of like Foden right now.
Yeah. Do you know who?
Those call ups not doing nothing.
Do you know who I actually used to? Well, I still do like him, but he's not in England setup anymore. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now he had a lot of He had a lot of injuries at Chelsea, and then then he went to he's at AC Milan now.
He's AC, and love to have seen him just clean,
because he's injury free. I think he's a very, very good midfielder. That's a good. I think he's now, whether he ever gets an England setup, I don't know, because I'm not sure.
He gets back in there again. Yeah,
I think he might have to come back to the Premier League to maybe get a shout, because look at like Tammy Abraham's not getting anywhere near it.
But then he's only just come back from a long
true.
And he's moved.
He's at AC Milan as well now.
He went from Roma to AC Milan. So And he's there with Tomori as well.
Tomori's there. Tomori doesn't get anything.
I don't think they like him. But do you know what? Whenever I watched him a couple of times when he did get called out for England, he looked a bit shaky, you know?
Yeah.
He looked a bit shaky.
The one that surprised me the most for England is Mark Gurhey. I think he's been exceptional.
Yeah.
For someone like who's like never played international football before the summer, like he's been unbelievable.
Coming in calm. Yeah. And he was all right on Sunday as well.
Yeah, like he looked calm.
On the job.
Quick, strong, athletic.
Not too small for you as a centre back.
No, because I think it's a bit of a difference.
It's a big thing.
No, I don't think. I think at the top level football, I think it's different.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to be as tall as, because I don't think teams don't just shell it long anymore, hit it long. You know, I think it's more teams.
They want into feet.
Yeah, even like play. You know, if you like Finland in there. Yeah. So, but Mark Gurhey's top player.
Yeah,
top player.
He's done well.
Yeah, yes.
Long may it continue, mate. He'll probably nick a move as well, actually.
Well, Newcastle wanted, didn't they, for 70 million, but
it's a bit too much.
That is a bit.
It's a bit much for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what happens with him. That'll be interesting to watch the space. One more season. He will finish the season at Palace. I don't see him.
Yeah, they gave him the club captain in the summer as well. So yeah,
enjoy your season.
Yeah. And then kick on. You might even end up at Spurs.
That's why I want to sell him, because they might need the money for the books.
Yeah.
Well, you know, with the football club.
Of course.
Yeah. Let's finish off on what we do. Like either usually the last question, the game round or whatever. This week I'm going for something different. That's the first week I'm going to do it, because I've got a gaffer on the show.
Yeah.
We're going to go for the quick fire question round, and I'm just going to give you gaffers, and I just want you to say which one, basically.
Yep.
Nice and short. Got some interesting ones here. We've got some English. We've got some foreign.
Okay.
So let's go. The first one. Sam Allardyce.
Yep.
Or Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce.
Going with Brucey.
Yeah.
Loves a promotion. So does Allardyce. That's why I went for both. Like, you know, trying to go similar in terms of here. Now, what I'm giving you,
adding Brucey.
Why you go? Give me your reason why you're going Brucey over Allardyce.
I just thought, obviously Sam Allardyce had the thing with England, etc. So, you know,
I was literally about to say, I don't know correction, do you? I don't know if you had a correction. I don't know if you can trust
Benno
bastard.
Yeah. But no, I think Steve Bruce obviously had a top playing career as well. Don't get me wrong, but actually I think manager as well. He's had a decent manager stint as well.
Okay,
so Brucey.
The next one is the battle of the youngers in terms of managerial careers: Rooney or Lampard.
Probably Lampard, as it stands.
Okay.
Now, I think Rooney's doing a decent job at Plymouth. I think he had a good start.
Yeah, he surprised me.
But I don't know if Frank's going to get back in the game. I don't know where he's going to get back.
I don't think he's going to get back in. I think
he will. Sorry, I think he will.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
Sorry, I think he will.
Okay.
But not sure what level. Now, will he get a Premier League job? Not sure. I think he'll have to go to a champ or something like that.
He'll have to go champ and build up. But yeah, did get Carrick and Cleverley are both around the same age, which is mad. They're both centre midfielders as well.
Yeah.
And Carrick and Cleverley are both doing it at them. Well, they're both, obviously doing it in terms of where they're working.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough and Watford.
Yeah.
Respectively. But is Rooney as good as their teams right now? Because their teams are both. Carrick's Middlesbrough is decent.
No, they
and Watford. Cleverly, he's got them on a decent home.
Yeah, he has.
Doing bits.
Yeah, he has. Now, Watford's a bit of a volatile club. You know, I think they've sacked managers like they're going out of fashion. That
comes crazy. I'm not like doing it.
I think they'll give Cleverly
Chelsea. They're following their Chelsea.
Yeah. But I think they'll give Cleverly time, because obviously he's played there as well. So
yeah.
But I think Lampard done a good job at Derby. What he was there,
he did
very good.
I'll never forget that job. He did a very good job, and he had Mason Mount, he had
different circumstances, yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh yeah, but he had this thing." But they were from Chelsea. They were young boys. They were very young. They had to come in. The only reason why people are like, "Oh, but he had this," but them players, don't forget that them players went to Derby and made a name for them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
that's where they had to go.
Mason Mount, Mori. Also, Gilles, they could play. They had them goals there as well.
Yeah, they had to go there and make a name for themselves.
Yeah, no, they did. But I think Lampard can.
So you're going Lampard over Rooney
at the moment? Yeah, right now.
Yeah. But let's see what Rooney does at the end of the season. I think if he keeps Plymouth up, for me, I think he's done a good job.
Yeah.
I just didn't think. I was like, why?
No, going Plymouth.
It's like,
yes,
it's
and he's obviously moved down there as well, like to get in around the city. But
he's gone, I think, up north to Dallas.
He's gone completely other end of the spectrum. Yeah, so
I need a break from man. Man, that's what United have probably done to him. You United fans, bro, I mean, you United players. If you watch this as well, you man, look what you done to your legend, one of your legends, anyway. 3 more. Jose Mourinho or Jose Pep Guardiola.
I think for me, now this is going to be controversial, but it's Mourinho. And the reason why I say Mourinho, I think, don't get me wrong, I think Pep's one of the best managers ever.
Yeah.
But
I think I know what you're
I think Pep has to have certain individuals to play the style that Pep wants.
Okay.
Now, Jose goes to teams and wins. Went to Porto in an average team and won.
That's where he made the name.
The Champions League.
Champions League was, and that was honestly still to this.
Yeah, that is. And they had a bang average team at the time. Bang. Like, there's some decent players, but they had an average team.
Players, yeah.
But there's some decent players, but they had an average team. He went to Man United when Man United were rubbish.
And you know when he won the Europa and he said, he won the
Europa League.
Yeah. And then he finished
second,
and he said,
that's just great achievement.
And people laughed.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing anymore because that was big.
And obviously he managed Madrid as well. Now, the only thing I would say, I think Mourinho is probably coming towards the end of his time in terms of what he can do.
Yeah.
But I think actually his legacy of what he's done with certain football clubs, that
if he wins the Turkish league this year,
then he's still, he won in every division.
He went to Roma.
Yeah.
Didn't win the league. That was always going to be a very tough job. But then he brought them European success.
Yeah.
The fans were loving him for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll consider him as a legend, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, obviously Pep, had the Barcelona side, went to Bayern Munich.
He's inherited.
Yeah, but I think he's also can go and...
Does Pep create? He creates off of a large sum of money.
Yeah, he does. He does make players better, though. I mean, he does.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt in that. You look at like Raheem Sterling. I think Raheem Sterling,
he definitely improved.
He got more numbers, goals and assists. But I think Pep needs certain players in his team to...
Certain players or certain budget?
Both. He needs certain players, and he needs to go and buy certain players. But
you're a budget manager.
Nah, not at all. But he's still elite, and he'll obviously only ever go to a place where he can, get the resources around him that he needs. Now, I think Mourinho is a little bit more pragmatic.
Yeah.
And he'll just work with what he's got. He had like Fellaini and these players playing. That's, but yeah, I can see why you said it. Okay, yeah, so Mourinho.
You've gone Jose over Pep. I hear it. I like it. Fergie or Wenger?
Fergie.
Ooh.
I know it's controversial, and I'm an Arsenal fan.
Gooner, and
but I think what Fergie...
Don't know if I like that one, Blakey.
No, I think it's controversial, but I think what Fergie did over a long period of time, every year in, year out, obviously won the treble as well in 99. I think it's exceptional. I think I understand Arsene Wenger did it for...
Arsene Wenger didn't even get a European title to me.
No, and Fergie obviously won.
How many did Fergie get? He got more of it. He got a couple of it.
He got 2 or 3, I think.
He can dunk on Wenger.
Well, he got 90. He got 99. And he got the one that they beat Chelsea on pens.
Yeah,
208, wasn't it? 2008.
Yeah.
So
the slip.
Yeah, the slip. John Terry slip. But yeah. So I think for me, Ferguson. I think Ferguson just pipped Wenger up.
Okay.
So yeah,
I can't hate you for it. But it's just awful, isn't it? Anyway, we're gonna go to the battle of the English on the last one. We spoke about both of these guys earlier on in the episode.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe or Graham Potter?
Eddie Howe for me.
Eddie Howe.
Yeah, Eddie Howe. I think Graham Potter plays some fantastic football, but I think he went to a big job and couldn't make it work for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Now, I think Eddie Howe's had a kind of a...
Was that Mission Impossible?
Potentially.
Who advised him? Do you think that was a bad move for him?
In hindsight, maybe. But I think when a big club comes calling, because they called him as well, like they came to him, you have to go. I think when Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, you'd even say Spurs, come calling you as a manager.
So a step 3 club come calling,
you have to go.
Tomorrow you're going?
Yeah, you have to go.
Okay. Whether you... when you assess the setup and do some research, man, and you just jump straight in and then you're like, oh fuck, imagine, but this club is a mess. What have I done?
No, I don't disagree. But I think if a step 3 club came to me tomorrow and said, Jordan, I'd like you to be the manager, then the step between step 3 and step 6 is huge.
Which is
that actually I've thrown myself in the deep end. Worst case scenario, you're going to go back to step 4, step 5 club. You'll get another job at step 4, step 5.
Okay, yeah.
Now I think
shuffled yourself.
Yeah, I think Graham Potter now will end up getting another job when the time is right for him. Yeah. Now he might get like a.
He's probably still living with that. He's still living with that Chelsea money, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's, he might even get like a Brentford job if Thomas Tuchel decides to leave. Thomas Frank, decides to lose. Something like that.
Yeah.
Now I think he could get those sort of jobs where they're a mid-table, decent Premier League club.
Yeah.
I think Eddie Howe, the progression that he's had from Bournemouth, taking them up through leagues, etc. Now he's at Newcastle, big club.
He's done a great job.
He has done a great job, and I think the expectations of Newcastle fans when I see the takeover happening with the Saudis, etc.
They're excited. It was exciting times.
It is exciting time.
I don't really think it's hit the levels that we thought that it would hit yet. But
no,
I think it's I think City have kind of slowed that process down because of the way they've been.
Yeah.
And the
I would agree.
Yeah, as well. So
I would agree.
I think that Newcastle know they have to be careful. Yeah. Because all eyes are on City, but then eyes are slightly on them as well.
Yeah, of course we are.
Don't forget about them guys there. They're still doing the same shit that City were doing back then. So just
Eddie Howe's improved a lot. Like Joe Lillen, like, good player now from
good striker to his
player now. Harvey Barnes,
he missed a lot of last season, so exciting to see him this season. Him and Gordon on the wings.
Yeah. Even Isak, they signed and bought. I think he's a top addition for them.
Great.
I'm gracious to buy him, but I don't think
Martin Odegaard will get him there. Watch. They were boys from Sociedad.
Again, he's going to cost you.
He'll get him there.
He's going to cost you 100 plus.
If we don't sign Gires or Isaac next summer, I'll be surprised. I think it's going to be one of them two. You had it here first. Top Cinco Pod.
Let's see. Yeah. But no, like I said, I think for me, it's got to be Eddie Howe. I think his journey, the way he's come up through the levels, he's really done his graft, if you want.
Yeah.
I think, Potter's done it as well, but just the way, he does it.
Impressive. Yeah. Potter's was like, he went wide.
He did. Yeah.
Whole different hemisphere to do.
Yeah.
So, and fair play to him.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I wonder if he'll come back into the game anytime soon. But thank you very much. Thank you, Blakey. It's been a fucking absolute pleasure to have you here tonight. I really appreciate you coming to join. First gaffer on the show as well, so you can take that. We've broken the gaffer virginity on the Top Cinco Pod. Cheers, Rolf.
Thank you, Pablo.
And definitely have you on here again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.